Does your YouTube channel name matter? The quick answer is yes, your YouTube channel name is important because it helps you get discovered, which equals more views. So taking the time to be able to pick the best name for your channel is well worth it, as it's gonna help you with your growth later down the road. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you the 4 different types of channel names that you can use. I'm gonna show you what to focus on when you're picking a name, and I'm gonna share with you a simple 3-step process that you can use to pick the best name for your YouTube channel. Let's dive in. So before we dive into the video, this video is brought to you by Own.tv. Owned is the go-to spot to get premium overlays for your stream. If you want to make your stream look professional, they're the ones that you want to go to. All of their overlay packages include panels, alerts, banners, emotes. There's just an endless amount of things you can get to make your stream look professional. So go ahead and grab a design today using the link in the description below. Not only does it help support the channel, but by using the link, you'll also receive 50% off by entering the code LASCurry at checkout. What's going on, and welcome to another video in our YouTube series. My name is Curry, we're Lions Among Sheep, and each week I teach you how to use social media tools like YouTube to grow your stream and build your brand. And if you're new here, make sure to click the subscribe button, and if you're finding value in this content, give it a thumbs up as well. As always, all the links that I mentioned in this video, you can find in the description box below. All right, so the first thing that you want to understand is that there's 4 different types of channel names that you can utilize. The first being your name. This is the most common option that's selected, especially if you're gonna be the face of your YouTube channel. But if that doesn't work for you, you still have the option to utilize the other 3 types of channel names that are available. The next one is going to be a brand name. Now, a good example of this would be like Twitch, Streamlabs, OBS. Those are brands and those are names that can be utilized inside of a channel. Then you have the option to be able to pick a channel name that falls within the category that your channel is all about. A great example of this would be like if I play classic games, I can do Classic Game Room as the channel name, and that kind of gives an idea of what my channel is about. If that doesn't work for you, you have one last option, which is a descriptive channel name. And a great example of this would be like Epic Stream Builds, Epic Stream Battles, or things of that sort that tell people exactly what the channel is about. Now, you want to be careful how descriptive you are because you don't want it to be so generic, like weightlifting for gamers, things of that sort, right? You want to make it a little bit more exciting and not so boring, so that way people are excited to check out your channel and find out what kind of content you are offering. So now that you know the 4 types of channel names you can utilize, now let's take a look at what you need to focus on when it comes to picking a name. So there's 5 key things that you want to focus on when you're picking a name. The first one is the obvious one, which is making sure that your name describes your topic. You want to make sure that it's also unique. So when it comes to picking your channel name, remember, try to stay away from something so generic, but try to stay away from something so complex where people don't understand it. Make sure that you understand the kind of game that you're playing. Make sure you understand the industry that you're in or the genre that you're utilizing. That way, when people look for those things, they can easily relate with it. Aside from that, you want to make sure that the name is catchy, easy to spell, and makes it easy for people to talk about. So when you're thinking about this, you don't want to create a name that's hard to pronounce, hard to say. You want it to be easy and easy to remember. So think about those elements there. Make sure you're describing your topic, make sure it's unique, make sure it's easy to spell and easy to say, and that is catchy. That way you can start building momentum and people start remembering you, and it's easier for them to refer or talk to other people about your channel. So keep in mind those 5 key things when picking a name. So where there's good, there's bad. So there's also things that you want to avoid when you're picking a name. Now, don't worry if you don't have your name figured out yet or you're not sure what direction you want to go. Later in this video, I'm going to share with you a free tool that you can literally just type in a word or a phrase and it'll literally spit out about 100 channel name ideas related to your topic or term. So make sure you stick around for that. Now, the first thing you want to avoid is going to be numbers. Avoid using numbers and avoid using profanity. Those are the 2 things that you want to try to stay away from as much as possible. And you also don't want to make it complicated. This goes back to the good things that you should do when picking your name, and that's keeping it simple. And then lastly, the most important thing that you want to make sure you stay on top of is making sure that the name that you pick is available across all social platforms. So not that it's just available on YouTube, you want to make sure that name is available on Instagram, it's available on Snapchat, it's available on TikTok, that the .com is available. Because when you're building a brand, you want to make sure that you have this name across all platforms, so that way it's easy for people to recognize, remember, and find you. So the easiest way to know once you have a name selected to be able to check to see if your name is available is using a free tool called Name Checker. All right, so I'm going to show you what that tool is like now, and I'll always put the link in the description of this video. So let me show you what that tool looks like. So once you have a name selected, this is where you want to come to go ahead and verify to make sure it's available on all social media platforms. So it's very simple. You come to the search box and you can type in, let's say I type in I love streaming, and I hit search. And this is going to go ahead and let me know where this is available. So you can see here that the .com is not available. So typically if the .com is not available, I try my best to stay away from it because it's very important that you secure that .com. So it doesn't matter if it's available on YouTube, if it's available on Twitter, if it's available on any other social platform, I wouldn't select it if it doesn't have the .com available. So you simply use this to check to see if your name is available on all domains before you actually commit and select it. So just utilize this tool, and I'll show you later on in this video how to utilize it with the 3-step process, so that way you can always ensure that you have a name that's available to you across all platforms. All right, so now that you know the 4 different types of channel names that you can utilize, you know the good and the bad of when it comes to picking a name, now it's time to utilize a 3-step process to actually select the name. So the first thing that I like to do is sit down and write down all the words that describe what your game is about, what your channel is, or the kind of content that you're going to put out. So that is the first step. And don't think too much into this. Simply just write down all the words you can think of, even lingo that people use inside the game or the niche that you're in. Focus on those things. So make a list, write it down, whether it be on the computer, a piece of paper, whatever the case is. That is going to be the first step in the process. Once you have those words written down, now it's time to use one of my favorite tools, which is completely free, and take those words and plug it into the system, and it's literally going to go ahead and generate over 100 names you can pick from or get even more inspiration from. So let me show you what that tool looks like. All right, so this is going to be the tool that you want to utilize once you have all the words that describe your channel or your topic. You have that selected. So you simply come here to this free tool, and it's a business name generator that you can utilize to name your channel. So it's completely free, and you come down here and you type in any kind of word that you want to utilize. For example, let's go ahead and use streaming. Then I hit generate name, and this is going to go ahead and give me over 100 business names that contain that word streaming. So now I have an endless amount of possibilities that I can use and go through this list to select the name that I want for my channel. So you can either select an actual name from here, or you can get inspired and create your own name. This is a tool that I utilize when I'm looking for a name. So now that you selected the name that you want to go with, or this is the name that you're considering, the next step is to go back and always use the name checker that I showed you earlier to make sure it's available on all platforms. Because if it's not available on all platform, it's not a make or break, but you can try to find something that is available. That way you can always get the .com and get the other platforms. So that is going to be the 3-step process, and then you just simply want to go ahead and rinse and repeat that. So you want to make a list of the words that you want to utilize. You want to use the name generator to get ideas and inspiration, or even find the name that you want. And then once you have that name, you want to go ahead and check it against Name Checker to make sure it's available across all platforms. So now that you have your YouTube channel name selected, it's time to go ahead and start building out your brand and start designing your YouTube channel. So go ahead and watch this video where I show you how to make a YouTube banner for your channel that helps you get more subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next video. You know the motto: hustle, live, repeat.